with the government of Nagaland enforcing the ILP in 3 districts recently, that is the 3 districts being Chumukedima, Newland and Dimapur. 36 villages under the Seithekema circle, which is under Chumu district, has come up with a few concerns that they have submitted to the government of Nagaland via the Deputy Commissioner of Chumukedima. Speaking to the media here today, the Village Council Chairman of Somima Village, Sebastian Zumba, has brought up few concerns, and he has also brought up one concern where the government has asked the village to set up a verification committee, but then the idea of authenticating indigenous residents will be diluted, as he has said. Now, we have also asked him a few questions regarding whether Nagaland will be at a loss, since we get a lot of cheap labor or business invested through these non-locals that are coming into the state. Now, will Nagaland be affected? He has given his views on that as well. Certain few points, we are going to also flash it on your screens, also the few points that the 36 villages have agreed to send across to the government of Nagaland. Let's have a look.
ঠিক আছে এইটো গ্লোবাল উইন্ডো আৰু নাগালেণ্ড নিউজ নেটৱৰ্ক আপুনি গান অহাটো মই বেছি খুচি পাইছে কেলে মানে এইটো এতিয়া কনচাৰ্নছ কোনবা মই গান নাগা মানুহ এস্পেচিয়েলি মই গান ভিলেজ ফাংচনাৰিজ গান জানিবলৈ লাগে আৰু মই গান কৰিবলৈ লগা তো কোনবা ওলাইছে এস্পেচিয়েলি টু ডু উইথ ILP আৰু এইটো ইণ্ডিজিনাছ ইনহেবিটেণ্ট চাৰ্টিফিকেশ্যন লাটো এইটো মই গান বস্তি মানুহ ফাংচনাৰিজ খানটো ভিলেজ ফাংচনাৰিজ খানটো মই গানটো গ্ৰাছ ৰুটছ লেভেলতে কাম কৰি আছে এইটোৰ পৰা মই গান গ্ৰাউণ্ড ৰিয়েলিটিটো প্ৰব্লেমছ খান কি আছে এইটো জানি আছে এইটো মহিলা কলিগছ খান চেয়াৰমেন খান হ'বি ভিলেজ ক'ত ক'ত থাকিলেও এইটো খান লগবি শ্বেয়াৰ কৰিলে মন আৰু এইটো গভৰ্ণমেণ্টকে বি মই গান কনচাৰ্নছ খান বা আছে এইটো বি শ্বেয়াৰ কৰিলে মন নিমিতে ভাৱনা থকা আৰু আপুনি গান আহিছে থেংক ইউ আষ্টাৰ এণ্ড সংকম এইটো ফাৰ্ষ্ট ILP পৰা ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিব এইটো যোৱাকালি মই গান Seithekema circle to Mugan village council chairman kan sobke matigina 36 villages ase Mugan sobke matigina meeting gurise to Mugan tate discuss gurise to ILP lade to Mugan request gurise ILP to Mugan bosti council khan ke ek hafta 2 hafta dibi Mugan la bosti te kiman jen non locals ase itu khan ke list banabo tai khan la details khan lobo Aadhaar card nohile bhi to NRC wherever applicable itu khan lobo aru local guarantor itu important ase to local guarantor la bhi genuine ase na itu khan bhi bosti manu khan check kori kena dibo itu EAC administration ke request korise aru moi khan tai ke letter ekta likhina to the DC to be taken up with the government of Nagaland itu time lo moi khan ke dibi moi khan respective villages khan to moi khan he details kan bisari gina dibo kila mane ito government administration ekla ke depend kori thakilbe nobo moi kan individual villages kan forward we have to come forward kori gina kinia hole to government laga kaam to be olop halka kori dibo paribo kinia hole ito effectively implement koribo lage ito to moi kan village functionaries hobe no each and every individual moi kan la responsibility ase moi kan la duty ase itu bra moi kan sob ahina itu cooperate korigina effectively itu tackle kuru lage itu hanimite moi kan itu administration ke request korise time kon ba moi kan ke dibi moi kan nije be list korigina hibo aro kon ba do independently office ta ahigina apni kan ke manise koile itu to apni kan verification authentication nimite to council ke pathai dibe moi kan authenticate koribo aro local guarantors to be moi kan ensure kori dibo genuine ase nai itu inia discuss korise aro secondly important case matter ekta to indigenous inhabitants itu 20th September government notification hole to moi kan villages kan ke council chairman kan ke village verification committee itu niga set up koribi koise to itu koribole ko problem nai hole moi kan feel kurado itu to iman relevant no hoina ki practical no homna ki nole to itu the very idea of authenticating the indigenous inhabitants to dilute homna ki itu bhavna bra moi kan la concerns we administration logo share korise kile mane tade government notification to likhise chairman ke board committee ekta set up koribe tade oldest GB নহলে head GB ke convener koribe আৰু members খান তো head teacher নহলে the women representative youth organization নহলে খেল representative কি লিখি কিনা আছে আৰু এইটো submit কৰিবি এইটো committee হে verify না কৰিলে এইটো accept না কৰিব পাৰে well and good হলবে ইয়াতে practically চাই যাইছে গলে তো head teacher for example head teacher তো বস্তি দেবি না বহে বস্তি মানুহ বি নহয় বস্তি মানুহ খান কি না জানে তো তাই কিনিকা authenticate কৰিব কিনিকা applicants খান কি verify কৰিব এইটো তো ঠিক নাই এইটো মই খান কৰিবলৈ মন আছে এইটো বি নহয় মই খান বি দিগদাৰটো ল'বলৈ মন নাই হলে বি তো এইটো ইন্ডিজিনাস লাটো বি effective হ'বলৈ তো গাম্বুৰা খান তো তাই খান খেল দে সব মানুহকে জানি আছে তো তাই খান কি ৰেসপন্সিবিলিটি দিবি চেয়াৰমেন কে দিবি কলাবি নহয় হলে পইলা কিনিয়া কৰি আহিছে চেয়াৰমেন আৰু গাম্বুৰা খানে তাতে ভেৰিফাই কৰি কিনা সাইন কৰি দিয়ে তাতে পৰাহে এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেশ্যন তো ইস্যু কৰি দিয়ে এইটো সিস্টেম হে লৈ যালে ঠিক হ'ব না কি মই খান এইটো ভাবি কিনা এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেশ্যন কে লিখিছে আৰু দুসৰা এক ইস্যু একটা আৰু এইটো তো ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট ইস্যু একটা মই খান ইয়াতে ডিমাপুৰতে তো হলে তো মই খান বস্তি খান তো except for a few villages like Chumugdima hobi নহলে Seithekema নহলে কি কোনবা নহলে তো এইটো তো statehood পিছে বৰা হে village খান found কৰা হে আছে 1940 ৰে বস্তি বেছি মই খান নাই কোনবা হে নহলে পুৰানা বস্তি খান হে নহলে তো এইটো পৰা মই খান example সবি মাৰো হলে তো 66 পৰা হে form গৈছে এইটো পৰা এইটো আগেৰে মিকিৰ খান Garo Khan, Nolevido, Gorkha Khan Asen, na idu issue to nai, question to nai. Olevido, idu Mugan, itu nimide, enumerators Khan Olevido, Mugan, Babosti de Pathology, itu to come in, Naina game kill, I can confidently vouch that Mula Bosti de Holedo, itu for communities mentioned Gorakhan to itu Takan, Takabin nai, Aro itu 1963 la agete, no 1979 la agete, Asen nai, itu kan to নাই নাই এইটো enumerators kan মই খানকে নাপাথাইলেবি হৈ যাব হলেবি তো দোসরা একটা কনসার্ন তো মই খান লোকাল মানুহ খান এইটো মই খান একদম ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট তো নেটিভ ভিলেজ পৰা এনওসি আনিবি কয় এইটো তো হ'ব লাগে তো আৰু এইটো মই বি জাগিনা মইলা নেটিভ ভিলেজ পৰা হে ডকুমেন্টছ এনওসি খান আনি কিনা মই বি এসটি ইন্ডিজিনাস খান কৰিছে তো হলেবি তো মই খান যা কালিলা মিটিং দে মই খান কনসার্ন একটা ৰেজ কৰা তো Jaigana native village council khan ke especially chairman khan hobo bola takane issue kore ase tai khan ke bal pra samjai dibo lage administration khan etu NOC dia to blank NOC bi na dibi form do na dibi thik thak huda hudi goina fill up kori gina he pathai dibi aru etu WhatsApp te pathai dise kole etu bi accept koribi goina moi khan administration ke bi request kore নহলে তো ইয়াতে সবই মাতে একজন আছে এপ্লিকেশন আনিছে তাই যায় না 9 লাখ বড়া 500 বড়া ফমচিং বড়া এনওসি হার্ড কপি তো আনিব গলে ইটো তো একদম দিগদাৰ হ'ব ইটো বড়া সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া WhatsApp তো একসেপ্ট কৰিবি কই কিনা ৰিকুৱেষ্ট কৰিছে আৰু এটো চেয়াৰম্যান খান কেবে ডিলিজেন্টলি নেটিভ ভিলেজ লা চেয়াৰম্যান খান ডিলিজেন্টলি ইটো স্ক্ৰুটিনাইজ কৰি কিনা ইস্যু কৰিবি কিলা মানে মই খান ৰিপৰ্টছ কোন বা হুনিয়া তো WhatsApp pura blank to pathai diye to ahina yare pura fill up kori koi itu to no hobo to itu pura itu we discuss korise aro second point moi coalition documents kan ani kina moi ST indigenous banai loise to ina hoise kole moi laga bacha moi laga grandchildren kan to NOC to insist na korile moi la ST indigenous la documents to attach korise koile to itu pura he issue koribi na koi kina itu bi discuss korise request korise government ke administration ke to take up with the government aro secondly itu moi kan government notification te saise gole to ekta form to 200 rupees ase itu beshi manu nimite to thike hobo bola holwe moi kan bosti manu kan to sob manu be dunia manu nohoy haji daily age earners kan bi ase below poverty line de thaga manu kan bi bishi ase itu kan nimite babinda moi kan request kora to 200 no gina 20 rupees koribi na kila mane ekta sheet nimite to 20 rupees ra bi cover kori lobo to aru itu moi kan itu strictly implement koribole ase kuna notun employment create koribole nohoy existing government employees kan ke he koribole ase tai khan to ine salary khan pai gina ase itu ra burden to moi khan villagers khan gina de gina moi khan la apply to bi sai gina dam to committee reasonable te kuri gina moi khan public e modop kuri na koina ine alikise aro itu moi appeal kuribole mon moi khan bosti manu khan every sob ki bosti hole bi moi khan itu government logo cooperate kuri gina moi khan Nagaland manu moi khan present generation or future generation nimide moi khan sob eki logo mila mili kuri gina government bal idea anise eki logo government ke support kuri gina hand in hand moi khan bright future moi khan nimite be for the future generation also to ensure bright future for all ages to come. Thank you once again.
Now, sir, Abunigan laga pusti sobi madebe, Abunigan non-locals can get residential certificate kan kiniga Abunigan issue kore.
Itu bacha kan kumba to school admission lage, nole kumba to bank account kholibo lage, driving license koribo lage, ina nole Aadhaar card banao lage kore. Hole itu kan non-locals kan ke to moi kan permanent residence certificate na de, temporary residence certificate he de. Kila mane ta kan be yate generations bohala dia su to itu kan PRC nimite nole be residence certificate nimite ta kan la children kan ke deprive korile itu bi no hoy. Ta kan la facilities like banking facilities of it nole whatever itu bra dia do dia nole temporary residence di.
Now, sir, non-locals can sobi ma village under the Jimanjun Takiase, permanent ubi, noile temporary ubi. Takan to, sir, Abunigan village council ba takan laga family details of enroll kuna rakina na rakhi.
Moi kan last week pura exercise ekta kurisile. Itu moi kan youth kan ke interest korigina inea Aadhaar card lobe family de kiman ase kigina itu details lobe koigina. Hoilebi to in the absence of any direction from the administration. Moi kan itu olop hesitate kurise. Kila mane itu ILP check koribo nole census lobo koile to itu to authorized agency to government administration kan has to moi kan youth kan hobi council kan hobi itu moi kan authorized no hoito hoilebi to moi kan bi concern ase to itu bra moi kan bi yade non naga community kan sob ke mati gena youth kan all bra abuni kan ina koribi de kona request korigina ta kan bi bisi manu aise hoilebi mo final details to moi laga hata hane hoilebi moi jagale EAC la office te meeting korigina I was encouraged that itu to moi kan manu kan ke harass koribo la no hoito hoilebi details to jani thagile to administration kitia manye kitia lage moi kan register sagina phat dio paribo na itu ra moi kan itu in the next few days moi kan itu massive drive ekta jabo itu so manu ke request korigina ina koribi de nole administration ahigina ILP kan check koribo tar titia ta kan nai koile to ta kan he digdar hobo aro ki misa kobo moi kan jagale ekta discuss kora do moi kan yate nagamandu kan mati malik ase bole moi kan physically moi kan kheti na kore do halua kan na tenants kan rakhe to tenants kan moi kan ekta point government ke likise itu moi power itu labor la category de ahibo lagibo itu kan bole labor la to 90 days e digina ase to itu to moi kan laga tenants kan moi kan la farmers kan nimide digda moi kan mati malik kan nimide bi digda itu pura parile ek sal do divina ta kan ekbar season kheti grubule ek sal do divina every year renew koribi okono hoy koribo lagibo will be 90 days to lob komti hojo koina moi kan itu bi raise kori ase.
In regard to what the government order said, students, teachers, businessmen, they should be extending the ILP.
Yeah, for them I think it's 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
So under your jurisdiction as well, or the 36 villages as well, do you think that's a very good idea as well to extend people who are also investing in the state under this 36 villages? Do you think that's a very good idea to give them a longer extension period?
No, for those people who are coming and investing in our land, they are improving our economy. And if at all they are improving our economy, we should think about their convenience also. As a village functionary, I don't know whether it's convenient for them or not. I can't comment on that.
Okay.
Itu takan la opinion below. Itu I've come across some postings in social media. priests koile to mugan Catholic khange target kura na ki koina concern bi konba ase aru itu bi I found that to be quite relevant kila mugan sob Christian ase koile bi to mugan denomination bi bishi ase bole denominations dusra khan to priests to nai to Catholics khan ase to itu olop itu bi government bi itu olop babile bal hob na ki are we streamlining a particular denomination or what
Yes.
It will be one fair no it will be social concerns manu raise kuri ase aru I quite subscribe to that idea.
So sir, kya apne kan jun jo joa khali meeting puche ESC office Seithekema de 36 villages laga apne kan laga proposal chun do ase. Itu laga proposal do within Chumukudima district te apne kan implement kuri bi koi ase na dusra districts tibi itu kan apne kan la proposal do khali le phalo bo koi ase.
No, we leave it to the wisdom of the government. If at all they find it to be relevant for other areas also, well and good. Because what I personally feel is that what is relevant here in Chumukudima or say Seithekema circle, it will be relevant in Dalsiripa, in Mejipema, or in Newland, or in Dimapur. But that we leave it to the wisdom of the government.
So sir, in regard with this issue, government aro civil societies can bishi diri kumai gina thaka nishna pabina abunibi ki koya as a chairman.
No, the government, we have to look into the problems that the government face. Because the civil societies, they're saying that the cutoff date should be 1963. But we must remember the fact that it was only in November, I think, 1979, that we declared the erstwhile Dimapur district as tribal belt. So it government be it cut off line to 63 Krishna. And those people, when it was an open category, those people who have come and purchased land and settled here in Dimapur, if they go to court, the government will lose. So the government problem is we shouldn't go by emotion. We should consider the legalities also. Na 1979 Mugan tribal belt declared Krishna. We were sleeping, our parents were sleeping up till 1979 maybe. Will it be to government problem is how like it or not?
Sir, when it comes to Dimapur district, Dimapur district to a main entry area, we have Newfield Checket, we have Delay Gate, and we have the railway stations. Yes, few days back, American but the police can do non-locals can bahar bra kan ke tagala athar kan check kore. So itu kan check kura laga opor debi apni as a chairman. Itu thik pura saya se koi na itu implementation party American fail kore ase na American logodi proper equipments na. Why I'm asking you is sir, ajikale athar card ekta bunabo karne ekta stationery ekta printing press ekta de ni duplication be banai lo. So as a chairman, what is your say?
See, we are not talking about Aadhaar card. We are talking about inner line permit. It will be Aadhaar card check whether they possess inner line permit or not. It will be Saula Genohoy. Unfortunately, knee-jerk reaction to no social media, the train load next in the check. A few days check after that, no news again. We can my department implementing agency criticize we can stop aware it is the duty of each and every one of us, especially the government employees who are paid to perform their duties. It is
So sir, just to add up with that, so in particular, apni ko aise government employees kan ko aise department particular labor department be aise. So labor department be itu laga opore role damor ekta khilibo paribo na paribo ni bhabe sir apni.
I do my labor commissioner ke I'll leave it to labor commissioner to comment on that.
Coming to this ILP and indigenous inhabitant certificate, are we really aware of the differences between the two? Are our leaders aware? Are our GBs aware? Are our village council chairmen aware about the difference between these certificates, these two permits, this certificate and permit?
No, these are totally different issues. But yesterday, actually, the meeting was called for this ILP. But since the government notification has to do with as recent as 20th September, and since we found some loopholes there, we had combined these two. But actually, these are totally different issues. One, ILP has to do with non-Naga communities. And the other has to do with Naga community, people of Nagaland. These are totally different issues. And as far as ILP is concerned, I haven't been there, but I've been told that Arunachal Pradesh, they're very, very strict about it. So if they are able to do it, why don't we? Why can't we? Forget about the railway station, but we found that non-locals have established very good business establishments. Forget about Tuansangamon. Talk about Pomcheng, talk about Noglak, or talk about Pangsha. Well, it is very surprising that we find non-locals flourishing there in such interior areas also. So when they are able to flourish there in interior areas, I don't blame them for flourishing so much in Chumugidima. Chumugidima has been now run over by non-locals. Now, whether they have proper trade licenses, whether they have proper ILPs, these will have to depend on the administration to check and verify.
My last question would be, if strictly implemented and enforced, the ILP, there could possibly be a low inflow of, let's say, cheap labor. There could be a low, flow of business investment, cheap labor, business investment, construction workers, all this. Is Nagaland prepared to deal without all of these help that comes in?
Sadly, we Nagas, we are not prepared. We talk about illegal immigrants, but without these illegal immigrants, who is going to construct our houses? Who is going to work our fields? Who is going to do our manual labor? Our youth, our Naga youth. We are so preoccupied with government jobs. If not government jobs, they can't think out of the box. When Nagaland is considered as something like Shangri-La for the illegal immigrants or non-Naga community, when Nagaland is considered as what was once considered as the American dream, when people can come here and survive and flourish, within a span of a few years they get rich, why can't our Naga locals emulate them or replace them? These illegal immigrants, so-called illegal immigrants, or I'd rather say non-Nagas, labor, they're cheap, they're affordable, and without them, we will face lots of problems to get our things done.
We have the non-locals in lakhs in the state.
I can imagine.
And the forms also, is it a money-making implementation also, would you feel, in some ways? The enforcement of ILP and these certificates, these running around and pricing of the forms, this will incur a huge amount of,
No, ILP, we must remember that it was passed in 1873, I think, Bengal East Frontier Regulation.
Yes.
There, it was mentioned in 1873 that defaulters will be fined an amount of 10,000 rupees. Imagine what 10,000 rupees is worth in 1873. So the Britishers, they had an idea to protect us, to let us live according to our own device, so that we can't be overrun by the majority population. So I don't think this is a money-making endeavor. And I think it's quite reasonable that a laborer will be charged 150 rupees for 3 months. They're earning not less than 500 rupees per day. So I think that's quite affordable for them.